Hi, welcome back to your 1 hour video for the conscious movement community. Now, based on some feedback that I got this last week, some of you guys were saying that you wanted more just straight 1 hour videos that were more challenging. So I wanted to give you that this week and with a little bit of pranayama as well. Now, the videos I've been doing in addition, they're a little bit longer, but they're really to get you the opening so that you can be more fluid when you try the more challenging practices like the ones that we're doing today. So they're a little bit longer and they're not as spicy. They're not as much yeah, go get it, work out. But it's super important to practice that way. In fact, I found the most depth in my practice. I was able to get into poses deeper and do more challenging poses from doing more basic poses like in the previous week and the week before, and spending more time in them and getting more opening. So that's just what I found in my own journey. So I want to encourage you to do the same. But without further ado, and not too much more time wasted, let's begin. Find a comfortable seat, and we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So with your right hand, plug your left side nostril and exhale all the way out through the right. Then breathe in through the right nostril. Plug the right and Ujjayi exhalation through the left. Breathe in through the left, Ujjayi. Plug the left, out through the right. In through the right. Plug the right, out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. Lower your hand down. Sit for a moment in mindfulness. Observe the shift in the nervous system. Feel the body in space. Feel the energy flowing through your hands, through your body. Then open your eyes, but keep your focus inward as you transition to child's pose. Downward dog. Uttanasana, walk your feet forward. And then roll to stand. As you reach the index finger knuckles into each other, let your collarbones spread open wide. Balance evenly across the four corners of your feet and take a slow, steady breath all the way down towards your navel, towards the bottom of the lungs. And let it out. Open your eyes and release your arms at your side. As you inhale, spread your arms out to the side, rotate externally and reach up. Exhale, little bend from your knees, tip forward. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, reach your heart forward, draw your navel up. Then plant your hands and step back into plank pose. Open up across your chest, engage your core, engage your legs, raise your right leg up just an inch. Change legs, left leg up an inch. Set that foot down, lie down onto your belly. Stretch your arms forward, press the pinky finger side of the hand down, rotate the triceps down to the floor. Feel the thighs in neutral. Then bend the elbows back into cactus position and lift the hands up away from the floor. Feel your external rotators turn on. Reach the back of your skull forward. Then stretch your arms straight back behind you as you open up your shoulders and your chest. Get long through your lower back. Then place your hands next to your side ribs. Roll your heart into cobra. Lower your heart back down. Press back into hands and knees and stretch back into downward dog. Look in between your hands. Step, walk, or hop all the way up to the top of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale into a flat back. Plant your hands and step back into plank pose. Raise your left leg up an inch. Keep your core engaged. Change legs, right leg up. Set that foot down. Lower slowly into chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog, stretch back. Look in between your hands. Step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Look in between your hands. Step, walk, or float all the way up to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale the arms up. One more time, Surya A. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog, stretch back. From down dog, press down through your left foot and raise your right leg up from the inner thigh. Hold there, keep your navel in, reach down evenly into your hands. Then as you exhale, shift into plank and bring your knee to the outside of your right armpit. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale to your left pit. Inhale, reach it back up. Step your foot up to your thumb. And lower your back knee down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side, open up your chest. Inhale your arms back up. Bring your hands down, lift your back knee up. Now plant your left hand flat and twist, take your right arm up. Press into your inner left hand, lift up on the front of the left shoulder. Now turn onto the outside edge of your left foot, outside edge of your right foot. Pull your heart up and away from your hip. Then without losing that lift of your heart, step your right leg back to stack on top of your left. Come back into plank pose. Do an optional chaturanga push-up. And stretch back into down dog. Raise your left leg up from the inner thigh. Navel in, arms strong. Exhale the knee to your left armpit. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale to your right pit. Inhale, reach back up. Step your foot up to your thumb. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side, open your heart. Inhale your arms back up. Hands down to the mat, curl your back toes, lift your back knee, now plant your right hand flat and spin, twist open. As you push into the inner hand, lift up on your heart, then turn onto the outside edge of the right foot and left foot. Hold there or step your left leg back to stack on top. Come back into plank pose. Optional chaturanga push-up. Stretch back into down dog. Look in between your hands, step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, sit your hips back. Scoop your navel up off your thighs and raise your arms. Bring your hands to prayer, sit back deeper. Twist to your right. Back into chair. Twist to your left. Come back into chair pose and fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back. Step or float back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot up to your right thumb. Set up your back heel for warrior one. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot. Set up your back heel. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step or float up to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Stand and release your arms at your side. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step or float back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot up. Warrior one, inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Look in between your hands, step or float up to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Samasthiti. One more time. Inhale into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step or float back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot. Inhale into warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then from downward dog, step your right foot up to your right thumb. Warrior one, inhale, come up. Open up to your side for warrior two. Then reach and put your right hand down onto the inside of your foot on the blocker on the floor. Take your left arm up. Turn your right outer hip back as you lift your heart. Then wrap your left arm behind your back, half bind or full bind. Open your arms up, lift your navel, come back up into warrior two. Reach and put your hand down onto the outside of your foot and take your left arm all the way over your ear. Inhale, come back up into Virya 2. Circle your hands to the mat, step back. Lower slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot. Warrior one, inhale, come up. Open up to your side, warrior two. Place your left hand onto the inside of your foot. Take your right arm up. Then wrap your arm behind your back. Roll your chest open. Hold there in the half bind or reach your arm under for a full bind. Open up your arms. Come back up into Virya 2. And place your hand onto the outside of your foot. Take your right arm over. Reach down through your feet, come back into warrior two. Bring your hands to the mat, step back into down dog, or take a vinyasa. Step your right foot for warrior two. Inhale, come up. Straighten your right leg and reach out into triangle. Then bend your knee, slide your hand and foot in front of your pinky toe and raise your back leg up. Engage your right outer hip as you reach your heart away from your big toe. Then hold here or bend your knee, bring your heel towards your butt and see if you can reach back with your hand to take a hold of your foot. Open back up. Bend your right knee, slide back into warrior two. Reverse warrior, flip your palm, inhale. Hands to the mat. Step back into downward dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Straighten your left leg for triangle. Then bend your knee, slide your hand and step up. Hold there or bend the knee and reach back with your hand for your foot. Open back up nice and steady. Bend your knee and slide back into warrior two. Reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two, straighten your leg and turn your toes in so your feet are parallel. Place your hands on your hips, roll your chest open, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, the hands on the hips. Then set your fingertips down onto the floor, inhale into a flat back. Exhale, walk the hands back and let the head drop deeper. Inhale, flat back. Walk your hands around to the top of your mat. Step back into downward dog or take a vinyasa. Then look in between your hands, step or float up, and squat down for Malasana with the feet together. Knees wide enough for the ribs to fit in between. Soften your navel to your spine, spread, open up your lower back. Then bend your elbows and hook the knees way up high into the triceps. Prepare to take flight. As the navel plugs in, feel the backs of your shoulders broad, then pull up from your middle, engage your bandhas, and see if you can lean into your hands and lift your feet up. Then maybe lower your head down and raise your legs up. Knees back into the arms. Pause here, lift up. Set your feet down, arms forward, heels down. Sit your buttocks back, sit up tall for boat, bring your knees up. So if you haven't quite mastered that transition yet, then I highly recommend trying the arm balance series. It's going to teach you to build the strength, the flexibility, mobility, so that you'll be able to get into that. And yeah, try that out. Draw your navel up and try to lift your feet up. Then bend your knees, slide your feet back out, balance right up over your sit bones, release the sit bones straight down, and raise your arms up. Then bring your arms down at your side, lie down on your back, take your legs straight up and get that same feeling, sit bones out of your back, shoulders, chest open, neck long, lower your right leg slowly, keeping your navel plugged in. Change legs. Change legs. And then we'll try the more advanced variation, so keeping the integrity. If you need to make it more challenging without the abs popping up at all, lower both legs now a third of the way. Keep the chest, shoulders open. See if you can lower another third of the way. And then bring the legs back up. Slowly lower a third of the way. Another third of the way. Legs back up. Again. Then take the arms out to the side, knees towards your chest. Take the knees over towards your right elbow. And then turn your navel to the left to bring the legs back to center. Knees over towards the left elbow. Turn your navel to come back to center. Over to the right. Turn your navel, come back. Over to the left. Turn your navel, come back. Then bring your fingers behind your ears, crunch up to your knees. Hold your navel to your spine, push your right leg forward. Change legs. Change legs. Change legs. And then elevate that extended leg, keeping your belly tucked in, push your other leg out to meet it. Bend your knees, set your feet down, open your arms to the side, let your knees swivel to the right, knees to the left. Come back to center. From here, bring your knees into your chest and roll yourself up to seated because the abdominal torture continues. Come onto your elbows and your knees. Now, really important to find space across your chest so that you're not hunching your upper back, but don't let your middle sink, plug your middle up. Then one leg at a time, step back into plank on your elbows. As you press down into your hands, pull your navel up, and then bring your right knee up to your right armpit. Change. Don't let the shoulders twist in. Change. Change sides. And then come into side plank on your left elbow. Change sides. Side plank on your right elbow. Lower your left elbow back down, hands shoulder distance apart. Now without the upper back rounding, walk your feet in, lift your hips up high. Raise your right leg up. Change, left leg up. Lower that leg down, walk back into plank on your forearms. Come up into plank on your hands. Stretch back into downward dog. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. Warrior one. Inhale, come up. Then straighten your right leg, bring your hands into reverse prayer. Roll your chest open, inhale. Exhale, fold forward out over your left leg. I meant right leg, sorry. Then press down into your feet. Inhale, come up. Right hand on your hip, raise your left arm. Reach, twist, put your hand onto the outside of your foot, block your floor, and take your right arm up. Look at the floor, slide your hand a foot in front of your foot, and raise your back leg up, but keep your right hip on a track with your ankle. Lower your right hand down. Bow towards your right ankle as you stretch your left leg up. Lower your left leg to meet your right and fold forward. Bend your knees and roll yourself up to stand. Stand tall in mountain. Shift your weight over into your left foot. Bring your right knee up. Reach onto the inside of the knee, take the big toe and stand tall. Then see if you can start to straighten your leg out in front of you. Now change hands, reach the left hand to the outside of the foot or the knee. Stand up tall, spin open. Turn your chest forward, raise your arms up. Legs straight out in front of you. Then bend your left knee, wrap your right leg up and over, and cross your right arm under. Uncross your arms and your legs, stand for mountain. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Bring your hands behind your back, roll your chest open, inhale. Exhale, start to lengthen out over your left leg. This time I meant left leg. Press down even through the four corners of your feet. Draw your left hip crease up as you let your head bow towards your ankle. Reach down through your feet. Inhale, come back up. Left hand on your hip, raise your right arm. Reach, twist, put your hand onto the outside of your foot, block or floor. Spin and take your left arm up. Then look down at the floor, slide your hand a foot in front of your foot, keeping your left hip on its track. Raise your back leg. Bring your left hand down, soften your navel to your spine as you bow your head towards your ankle, raise your back leg up as high as you can. Lower your right leg to meet your left and fold forward. Inhale, come up to stand. Shift the weight over into your right foot. Bring your left knee up. Take your big toe or your knee. Practice extending the leg if you're holding your big toe. Then change hands and twist. Look forward, raise your arms up and stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Then bend your left leg, wrap it up and over, and cross your left elbow under. I've still got the limited shoulder mobility, so I kind of got to do this cross with arms, but if you can do the double cross, go ahead. Uncross your arms and your legs, stand tall in mountain. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your right foot for crescent. Inhale, reach up. Bring your hands to prayer. Lean your chest out over your knee and twist. Then press through your feet, lift your navel, come back up, lean out over your right leg, and step up into Warrior Three. Then come up to stand without your left foot touching the floor. Bring the knee up, stretch your leg out, and release. Cross your right ankle just above your left knee, bring your hands to prayer, and start to sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Hold here with the elbows onto the shin, or release your navel towards your spine as you fold deeper, working on opening up your outer hip. Hold there, or practice hooking the shin way up high into the arms, plant your hands, and lean into your chaturanga arms. Lower your foot back down, come back up to stand, mountain pose. Inhale your arms up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot up. Crescent, inhale, raise your arms. Bring hands to prayer. Lean your chest out and twist. Inhale, come back up. Then lean out over your knee. Now, arms extended is the most difficult variation. You can bring the hands to prayer, arms straight back. But if you can hold the Tadasana line as you lean with the arms extended, go ahead. Then come up to stand without your foot touching the floor. Bring your knee up. Stretch your leg out. And release. Shift the weight into your right foot. Cross your left ankle. Start to sit back. Hold there or slide the shin higher up the arms as you put your hands down. And then hold there or see if you can lean into your chaturanga arms. And maybe float back to chaturanga. And back into downward facing dog. Then from down dog, set your knees down and sit back into child's pose. Next, we're going to practice headstand 2 variation and then headstand 1. So set up your hands right underneath your shoulders and then aim your head for a triangle shape. If I were to draw an equilateral triangle in between your hands, place your head right at the apex of the triangle. Keeping your shoulder blades lifted, curl your toes under, lift your knees up. Then see if you can slide your feet in and raise the legs. Hinge from your hips, lower your legs back down, and bring them back up. 20 more times. No, I'm just kidding. Slowly hinge back down. Knees down, sit back in a child's. And then Shirshasana. Interlock your hands, lower your head down, and take your legs up.
If your balance is good, open your right leg to the side and then see if you can slowly lower it halfway. Bring it back up. Change legs. Back up. Both legs out to the side. And then Baddha Konasana. Legs back up. Lower your left leg behind you as you lower the right leg forward. Change legs. Bring it back up. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. Come into Virasana. Walk your hands a foot behind you. Roll your chest open, lift your heart up. Hold here, phase 1 of Supta Virasana, or lie all the way back. And release. Then stand up on your knees. Place your hands on your... Actually, we should do Dhanurasana before this one. It'll help a bunch. Lie on your belly. Lift your legs up, arms, chest, legs. Firm your buttocks out of your lower back and get as long as you can. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Lower yourself back down. Rest one cheek on the mat. Then bend your knees and reach back with your hands for your feet. Buttocks out of your lower back, scoop up your belly and reach your chest. Lower yourself back down, rest the other cheek. Then press up into upward facing dog. Stretch back. Okay, now stand up on your knees. If camel is difficult for you, you can bring blocks next to your heel bones. Place your hands onto the buttocks and then start to arch in your upper back. Imagine you could take the curve of the lower back up the spine and reach your heart up towards the ceiling. Keep reaching the heart up and hold there, or put your hands onto your feet or onto your blocks. Inhale back up. Then step your right foot out to the side. Slide the foot out, spread your arms out. Turn your palms up, lower your right hand onto your shin, reach your left arm up, big reach with your left arm. Breathe into the side ribs. Then hold here in phase 1 or start to slide your right hand further and reach out over your leg. Maybe you could reach your hands all the way past your foot onto the ground. But just go to where you feel the barrier and breathe. Inhale back up. Change sides. Spread your arms. turn your palms and start to reach over. Inhale, come back up. Then have a seat on your block. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Sit up tall. Wrap your left elbow around your knee. Put your right hand behind you and sit up. Twist upward like a bottle cap unscrewing. Now hold here, or without sinking, see if you can take your right arm and slide it behind your back. Release and change legs. Hug your left knee in. Wrap your arm around. Hold there or slide your hand behind your back without sinking. Release that. Then bring your left heel to the outside of your right hip, cross your right ankle on the outside of your knee, and twist. Hand down or take the half bind, but it's up to you to keep the spine upright, like you're still propping with your hand. Release, change the cross of your legs, and twist. Then cross your left knee right over your right knee. Take your left hand behind your back from under, right arm from above. And then start to tip forward. Release that, change the cross of your legs. And start to tip forward. Inhale back up. Stretch your legs out for Paschimottanasana. Inhale back up. Bend your left knee out to the side. Janu Sirsasana. Inhale back up. Change legs. Inhale back up. Bend your knees, grab your big toes, scoop your navel in, and then lift your feet up. Then lie down onto your back, or Vamukha Paschimottanasana. Into Halasana. into shoulder stand. Lower your legs and roll yourself out. Fish pose, press the elbows down, come onto the crown. And lower down. Hug your right knee into your chest for final spinal twist. Open the right arm off to the side and take your knee over. Now I should have given this disclaimer at the beginning, but the headstand stuff we did, the shoulder stand stuff, it's not for anybody with neck issues. If you have a history of cervical compression, then you have to skip those poses or get someone to show you in person how to do them safely for your neck situation. Secondly, for shoulder stand, if you haven't already, I highly, highly, highly recommend watching the tutorial video that I posted at some point. I'm not sure. It's either in the future or in the past, I don't know. At some point that video is created and it's going up on the YouTube channel. So if possible, I'm gonna link it in the, on the Facebook group so you can check it out. Come back to center and change legs. Open your left arm out to the side and take the knee over. Now you'll notice that I'm propping with a block here. I like to use a block or a foam roller to actually limit the amount I'm twisting so I can get into the opening of my chest and shoulder better, because my chest and shoulders get so tight from surfing and I got that just gnarly shoulder injury from skateboarding that was just gonna be there for the rest of my life. So anyways, to get the opening better, I find that if I prop the leg, it helps better. So you might feel the same, or you might feel like it limits you, you don't feel much stretch. Come back to center and stretch out for Shavasana, final relaxation. So let's practice going deep in this Shavasana. Relax your physical body. Relax the outer sheath. And then start to travel through the different layers. In yoga philosophy, we say that the body has different sheaths or koshas. And want to get through the physical, through the mental, and we'll practice now entering into the pranamaya kosha, or the energetic body. So when you spend time here each day plugged in a little deeper than the physical and the mental, you may start to find that this is your connection into your inner power. Your center, your serenity that's there all the time. The mind is just too busy and we get connected with all this stuff going on around us that's not really us. Like the car, the house, the job, whatever, what you're wearing, what you're thinking, the content of your mind. This all clouds us from our true essence. So really the real power of yoga is connecting to that. It's not what you do physically. It doesn't, again, all that, like what kind of poses I can do, how good I am at yoga, that's all pulling you away from what yoga is trying to get to. Identifying yourself as advanced, or on the other end of the spectrum, as not very good. Those are all just mental formations. Has nothing to do with what we're trying to get at. If the practice went well for you, you should feel very connected. Feel the breath expanding from the center. Keep going deeper, deeper into the center. And take a slightly fuller, deeper breath, coming back up to the surface, but staying connected to who you really are. It's not that you have to hide out now in a cave somewhere in the Himalayas. You can go back into your daily life, but you're connected to your inner power, to your center, your true essence. Bend your knees, roll over to your side, and press up. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me. Check out the arm balance series. That'll help with some of the arm balance stuff that we did today. If you're like, oh man, I really want to be able to do that, then I recommend doing that. Doing those in the foundation videos. The exercises that I show in that will teach you how to get into those poses eventually. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about all we got going on. I got teacher training coming up, I think, so go to the website if you want to check that out. And then also the Bali retreat. Stacy's sending me the signal for Bali. We got the Bali retreat coming up in March, which I'd really love to hang out with you there in Bali. And get to practice some yoga with you. And yes, that's happening March 21st through the 28th. Bali is just a really beautiful place to practice yoga. Every time I go there, like whatever I'm going through is like brought into like right into the forefront. And I feel like every time I leave Bali, like I'm a different person. Like I've addressed things that I'm going through, and there's just something really powerful about the energy in Bali. It's like it's a really spiritual place. And like karmically, like things get like thrown right at you. So like if you're ready to go through something or some type of change, like that's a great place to do it, which is what I learned in Eat, Pray, Love. If you want, no, I'm just kidding. I never read that, but I know she goes to Bali or something, and that's why people come on the Bali retreat a lot. Okay, so read that book, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.